So in Brother Jabril Muhammad's vision-like experience, where the Honorable Louis Farrakhan is less clear and somewhat towards the right, that symbolizes our lack of knowledge and understanding as it relates to his identity and his righteousness, which is tied to the domestic life. Less clear could mean blurry. Either way, this means that we don't see the Honorable Louis Farrakhan properly as yet. Well, this remains the case for many people, according to the Honorable Louis Farrakhan's own words. Now, during his talk after this past Saviours Day lecture by brother student minister Ishmael Muhammad, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan revealed or reminded us that he was the stone of stumbling. Now, why did he say that? You know I'm the stone of stumbling. Now, it's natural for those there to presume he was talking to somebody else other than them. Well, this stone is mentioned in several places in the Bible. In one place it states, he, meaning Messiah, will be a holy place, a sanctuary, for both Israel and Judah, which in a previous message we said represented the entire black people of the Western Hemisphere. Judah are the black people in the West Indies, the islands, and Israel are the black people in America, the United States. They represent the united monarchy that's under or united under David, who is the Messiah, another title for the Messiah. So he will be a holy sanctuary for both Israel and Judah. For both Israel and Judah, he will be a stone that causes people to stumble and a rock that makes them fall. So let's say that again. The Messiah is a holy sanctuary. That's what he is. But for both Israel and Judah, he will be a stone that causes people to stumble and a rock that makes them fall. Now, this could refer to the ignorance among the black people of the Western Hemisphere who misunderstand the Honorable Louis Farrakhan because they're saddled under the theology of their mortal enemies. The same mortal enemies that enslaved them for 400 years, taught them to eat pig and chitterlings. Or like we used to say coming up, you replaced the C with an S. That mutilated their bodies and raped their women at will. Then give you a religion and you swallow it whole. That's what makes us a dead people. So the Messiah obviously is a stumbling stone. Well, it continues in that verse. And for the people of Jerusalem, you could call it Egypt if you want as well. The Caucasian people, he will be a trap and a snare. So you think the Messiah is easy pickings. We're going to get to what price you're going to pay for that kind of senseless thought. So usually we stumble over stones or things we don't see or don't fully see. And there are reasons for this. But one of the main reasons is that since the presence of the Messiah is affirmed through the fulfillment of the Messianic prophecies in the Holy Quran and in the Bible, there is no way to detect his presence unless we know the Messianic prophecies and then are alerted to their fulfillment. But Allah must help us in this regard. because he is the one who brings us into the knowledge of the presence of the Messiah by informing us of the prophecies which have been fulfilled and those destined to be fulfilled. Ironically, he does this primarily through the Messiah. Now, there's sitcoms and series being made that badmouths the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And some of you are so quick to badmouth him. But everybody today is talking 400 years. I'm even hearing white people talk about us being under 400 years of treachery and tyranny from them during the recent high-profile court case involving our brother, the late George Floyd. They're even mentioning 400 years. Well, nobody mentioned that before the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught that. Nor did we mention that before the Honorable Louis Farrakhan's 40-plus year ministry of reminding us of that. That's a prophecy in Genesis. So somebody had to tell us of the fulfillment of that. And Mr. Preacher, you didn't do that. You don't even do it today. So you want to smite the hand that feeds you. So it is not enough just to say that someone is the Messiah. We can say that all day until our tongues turn blue. But this is why Jesus, in explaining his work, kept mentioning to his disciples constantly the phrases, "It is written," "as it is written," "for it is written." Then he says, so that the scriptures might be fulfilled. So that the scriptures might be fulfilled. He wanted to be seen in his proper light. So he had to remind his disciples that this is where you find me if you want to know about me. And saying that's right, it ain't damn it good enough. And it wasn't good enough for Jesus.